Hi, I'm here to show you a short video on a repaint that I did of the new Spawn Violator figure. I've been looking forward to this. I have all over 50 Spawn figures from back in the 90s and 2000s, and then they stopped making Spawn for a long time, and it's been very exciting last couple of years with some of the newer figures that were coming out. And when this latest wave was announced, I was all in, and all the figures have been look great. The sculpts, I won't say are for the most part as great as they've been in the past. However, this Violator is something that is just outstanding. And so here's a picture of kind of, I wish I took some video and pictures of befores, but I really didn't. So here's the picture from the box of the figure, and the paint was great. It had lots of different washes and lots of different colors and shading in the skin and in the I guess the bones and the horns, and it's just a huge behemoth of a figure. But I wanted it to look, more like the kind of like the comic, and in particular kind of the comic from the figures in the past. In particular this one, which really has been my favorite figure for the longest time, with respect to Violator, probably the greatest Violator figure. And also just from the artwork, which this was also on the box as well, the artwork of the actual figure, which had more of the grays and the kind of the dark washes and the light brushing, really, and that kind of, I guess, camel looking, the bones being that color that they are. And so I took that inspiration and came up with this. And so, oh, my dog is barking out there. There must be someone outside. So as you can see here, I really went for that original look, and I was looking for inspiration, and I was looking for, has anyone else done this? And I really hadn't found anything and seen anything yet. This figure's still pretty new, so I decided that I'd go for it. And so let's just move it around here, and you can kind of see the side. I don't have a rotating board, but I plan on getting one. Now, it's on this stand because I've had some trouble with one of the joints being extremely loose. This joint right here, this knee joint, and everything I've tried hasn't worked. And so finally I had to resort to using a stand. So come in close so you can kind of see some of the details here. And I'm gonna just talk briefly about what I did. So I started, and probably the scariest thing to do, given that this is a $50 figure, is I started by painting the entire figure gray. And I used this gray right here. It's I got it from like Hobby Lobby or something. All the paints for the most part that I use are these cheap 99-cent paints. So Slate Grey. So I started with the Slate Grey. And actually before I did anything, I sprayed it with Mr. Super Clear Flat. And so this is the first thing that I did, actually, is I used Mr. Super Clear Flat. And you can take the figure apart if you want. I chose to do that, and fairly easy to do. Use a blow dryer, always use the blow dryer. And I put the blow dryer here for about 30 seconds, moved the arm up, and then pulled it out. Did the same on this side. Then hit a blow dryer here at the leg, lifted it up and pulled it out. Same on this side, and then this diaper comes right off. And so I was left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pieces. Super cleared them all. You just spray, you know, pretty quickly, and it dries almost instantaneously. I might have waited 5 or 10 minutes, and then I put this on. And I watered it down a little bit, and then just covered everything, except for, of course, except for all the bones. I tried to kind of paint around the bones. Once that was dry, I super cleared it again, and then I went in with a dark wash, and I used this paint here, neutral gray. And I might have done a little bit of a dark wash. Added just a little bit of black paint and watered it down, and then kind of went into all the grooves. And you want to water it down pretty well, and do multiple layers. You don't want it to be too dark. You want to do multiple layers. And then I kind of wiped off all the excess, waited till it dried, did another layer, dried, did another layer. I did 3 or 4 layers until I felt content with what it looked like. And then after that was done, I went back and I kind of dry brushed this color back over the majority of the figure. Pretty, I did it, you know, pretty hard, so it covered a lot of the figure, but some of those details started to pop out because of the dark wash. And then the last step I did for the gray was then I did a dry brush with this paint. I did a little bit of this paint, this Dove Gray, but I also did some of this paint, which is a light gray. And just put a little bit of paint on the brush, and took off almost all of the paint, and then just kind of lightly dry brushed over the whole thing. I went a little bit harder with this one, and then very, very lightly with this one to get just the surface most areas. And that's what really kind of brings out all of those, and all of those details just completely pop. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but if I can show you, like, for example, this shoulder. You can really see the kind of the light and the dark, and how all those details pop. So, and after the washes, after the wash, and I felt like I was happy with it, I again hit it with super clear. After this, I hit it with super clear again, after I did the dry brushing of this, and then again with these lighter paints. I just got called, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, so once I was happy with the gray, I did another hit of super clear, waited till it dried, and then started working on the bones. And basically all I did was I took this paint right here. It's Camel, and I just dry brushed, really kind of painted very lightly everywhere, all the bones. That was the only color I used, really. And I might have done some of the teeth, but not a lot. once I was happy, you know where this is going, did another hit of super clear. And really the last thing I did after that was I used this Tamiya Clear X22. It's a gloss. And I used that on the eyes, the teeth, and the mouth. And that was it. So, to summarize again, and I will show you all of these paints one more time. So I'll move this guy to the side. So to summarize again, start with super clear. And then I painted the whole thing with a slate gray, watered down, just for it for me to get more coverage with it. But the whole, all of the gray with that. Then I did a dark wash with this neutral gray. I might have had it a little bit of black, but very watered down. And between all of these steps, super clear. And then I went back with this and kind of dry brushed over the entire thing. And then I did a very light brushing with Dove Gray and an even lighter brushing with light gray. And then did all the bones with the Camel. And then the gloss with the Tamiya X22. And that was it. Just bringing this guy back, kind of turning him around just to see, so you can see the whole thing. And one thing that's nice about the super clear is it does make the joints a bit stiffer. So if any of the joints are loose, that does help with that. Except for this knee. Nothing I tried worked. I tried super glue. I tried future floor polish. I tried everything. No dice. And then with the original, or I guess this is Violator 3. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to post them in the, just post them and I'll respond to them as I see them. Thanks for watching.